All right, guys, we're live. Hello, hello, hello. Greg's going to be joining us, but he's on his way home right now, so he's going to be a little bit late. I got to straighten this camera up. My Lord, I look like I'm falling over. There we go. That's better. I'm not falling over no more. I'm going to step out for just a half a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, well, that was cool. So I have had fun this week. I had to put a new cover over top of my chicken run, and that was a joke. This thing is a 12 by 16 extra heavy duty tarp. I picked it up over to Harbor Freight, and it was like $40. And of course, I go out and I go to set it up, and the wind's not blowing at all. So I'm just temporarily hanging it on by bungee cords. And I put one corner on, and I hook a bungee cord to the other corner to pull it up over to find out that my 12-foot is in the wrong position. I should have been on my 16-foot part. But I grabbed a hold of the bungee cord, and the hook wrapped around my hand. So I couldn't let go of the bungee cord. And the wind picked up, and it picked up hard. It pulled me off my feet. I was literally flying in the air. My feet were about 2 feet off of the ground, and I couldn't let go. It was impossible to let go because that hook was hooked right around my hand. And it finally stopped blowing to where I was able to get my feet back onto the ground. I'm like, okay, before that starts again, let's grab a different corner. Let's hook it up again. And I got my bungee cord that time back up on my corner where it was supposed to be. And then went over to unhook the other corner and got that hooked back up. And just as I did, I was like trying to tie it off with some pieces of rope. And I found out that pieces of rope I cut were too short. I thought 8 inches of rope. That ought to be good enough to go around a 1 inch pipe and be able to put a like square knot onto it and be able to hold it. And it wasn't. It wasn't. I couldn't tie the knot and make the knot stay tied. And actually, the wind blew a little bit and untied it. So I was like, all right, well, let's go to like a 12-inch piece of rope. And I tried it again, and I like it was very unsuccessful. And I'm like, well, I got that tool I bought that's from DeWalt that has the pig clips for doing like the ring clamps on cages and stuff. I was like, well, if I can find that tool real quick, I can just tie the knot and then put that on there and just staple one of them ring clips on there, and that'll hold the knot. I have no idea what I did with that tool. I'm pretty sure I used it last when I was downstairs at my other computer by my laser, and that's where I would have left it, but that is not where it's at. And I don't know if maybe somebody seen it and said, hey, I need to use that and took it home with them or what they did, but I can't find it. So I was like, all right, what's up next? And hi Ace, how you doing? So I was like, all right, well, let's just cut pieces of rope that are maybe 18 inches or 20 inches long. I'm gonna be honest with you, I went through about 40 feet of rope before I was able to finally get in there and get pieces long enough to be able to tie a good square knot onto that weren't going to get untied by the wind blowing on it. And I cut 12 pieces thinking, oh, that ought to be enough. It's enough. It's holding it on. And we've gone through some pretty heavy rain and windstorms. But it's not enough. So I've got 12 more pieces cut up here in my office right now that I'm going to go out and tie on. Now, they told me today for our area, it was going to be dry until 5 o'clock and then it was going to start raining. Yeah, that's what they said. Well, I got home a little. Hey, shorthanded, how you doing? I got home a little bit before 3 o'clock, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go inside. It's been cold, so I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna get a little warm, and then I'll go out and I'll start tying these pieces of rope onto the chicken cart. That way, it's all down and it's not going to be blown around or anything." And it started raining at 3 o'clock. It was raining pretty good, and actually, about probably I think it was a half hour ago. I got a hold of Greg and Troy, and I was like, guys, I don't know, man. I might have to cancel this live. It went from being just okay, it's raining and it's a pretty steady rain to being okay, holy crap, we got thunder and lightning and my lights are flickering. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go live tonight or not. I was doubtful I was going to be able to make it work because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to keep my power on. You know, I've got a battery backup that runs my internet, and I've got battery. Hey, Gary, how you doing? And I've also got some other stuff here that takes care of it. So it was like I could stay on live if the power were to go out in my house. You would know because this light up here over my head would go out, and that's power out for the whole house, except for in my office. The computer would stay on, and my internet would stay on. But it would only last for maybe 3 minutes, just long enough to be able to say, hey, okay, I'm signing out because now I've lost power completely. And I know that battery pack isn't going to last much longer than that. If it was just my internet running on it, it would probably run 8 hours, maybe more if the power was out. But with this computer running 2 monitors and it running a fan, a microphone, and the camera, it would be terrible. It would be really terrible. Speaking of microphones, I'm on a different microphone. Does anybody notice a difference in this microphone compared to the one that I was using that was attached to the camera before? I'm hoping it's better. It took me a lot of persuasion with the company that I got the camera from to figure out how to make it work. But I'm hoping it's better. I actually didn't know it, but I'll show you how I started with this camera, with this microphone. I did not know this was a feature. This microphone has an echo into it. I had to get a hold of the company and say, hey, what was up with this? I ran 6 test runs on it, and it's like, this isn't running. Hey, we're bringing in Troy. Thank you, Ace.
Hey.
How you doing, Troy?
No, I'm here.
No, that's the start.
Yeah,
That's always the start.
but
So you've been putting some videos out lately.
I put a couple little ones, but I still got to get one. I got to put out my chili cooking video, and it's taking some more knowledge
Jan.
than what I need that I know. So
Right, right.
okay.
I've been playing around a lot lately with Filmora by Wondershare. I had to look at it. I just got done posting a video before I went live.
Yeah,
It's just a song, but same thing.
yeah,
And that's the one I use. I do have like a couple other ones on the computer that I could use, like Adobe Premiere. I don't like because of the fact you got to pay for it.
yeah.
But there's another one out there. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is. Resolve is the name of it anyway. They give you a free version, and it
Right.
allows you to do basically everything that the one I have does.
Yeah, but
But it's not as user friendly.
well, I can't do it at all. I have to get my adopted nephew to come in and do everything for me in between school and his girlfriend and work, and they
Right?
don't have much time for Uncle Troy as much as they did. They've been coming to staying with me a lot, but I've been working too hard to
Yeah,
get
I've
over
been
and
working hard.
do.
I've been working hard too. I just went and helped a friend yesterday. I told him, I said, hey, you're a contractor. Anytime you got a job and you need an extra hand and your extra hands aren't available, I'm game.
Yeah,
Give me a call. Like I went and I worked with him yesterday,
yeah.
and we had to tear out an old door on this house and put a new one in. I'll tell you what, I've never seen trim work done the way this one was done. Where it went up in the corners of the trim work on the inside of the door where it meets at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
They didn't cut 245s and put it together that way. They kept one piece running full 90 up, and then they cut that at the 45-degree angle, so half of that piece of wood was still under the first half of the one over top of it.
Heh.
And then the one over top of it was cut to match with it. And I was like, I have never seen anybody put so much effort into putting trim work in.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to save it because it was really old. It was
That's
really old.
that's actually the type of door framing and stuff that I used to do when I used to
Oh,
do a
yeah?
lot of historical work, and but it takes a lot of work and to making them. And each
It took,
little piece has a different name, and I forget what they're called, but
it's like a half lap 45-degree angle or something.
right, yeah,
I've never seen that.
yeah,
And because of the way that the woodwork was made, I mean, I could have gone to a local wood shop because we have a guy local that has all the machinery to do that kind of stuff, and he could have
Yeah.
remade it for us to take care of any of them that we broke.
Right.
But I was just like, he's not going to do it right now. We started this job yesterday. It had to be done by today because the new tenants were moving in today,
Yeah.
and even the whole door was like taking the old door out was a real pain in the neck because there was nothing showing for nails or anything else,
Right.
and it was like really really tough. I think we have Greg joining us, but he's not on the camera. I'm going to bring him in anyway. If he's not here right away, he will be.
Yeah.
I'm actually here, guys.
Good.
I don't
Okay.
know. I
That's a
don't know
good
why
thing.
it's not showing me. Hey, Troy.
How you doing, Greg?
Good. How are you guys?
Once you go black, you never go back. Yeah, you haven't got any video.
Yeah.
Yep,
What you guys been up to?
I have been working.
So I just did a 10 by 20 storage unit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
fun.
Dude, I got a lot of stuff out of it.
That's good.
We actually have a company local here to us, Greg, that's just putting in. I mean, these guys have been doing storage units for a long time,
Yeah.
and they just put in 2 brand new buildings. I think there's like probably 30 storage units per building. And they just put in 2 brand new ones. And beside that, they're getting ready to build 2 more. So it'll be like a total of like 120 storage units. I'll get a hold of them.
That's why you couldn't see me. I had the microphone or the camera closed.
There you go. There you go.
Been a long day, man.
It's run by CNY Power Sports. I'll go over and I'll talk to the guys because we're good friends and stuff. I'll go over and talk to the guys and say, hey, what happens when somebody doesn't pay the rent for any length of time? Are you going to auction it, or are you just going to try to find somebody to come in and empty it out? Because to be honest with you, they don't always work out at auction, especially local. Our local auction places that do that with the storage units,
Yeah.
they will go into a unit and they'll pull all the things they think have any value, and they'll place them in the front of the unit so it makes you think that everything in that unit has value, where the rest of the things in the unit are garbage. And so you have to make your money on the items you see, or you're going to have to pay an awful lot of junk fees to get rid of everything that you can't see because it's all junk behind. I think that's the wrong way.
I've been working on this unit for 2 days, and it's a 10 by 20. 90% of it, I'm not kidding you, 90% of it was sneakers.
Right.
And they weren't any good.
Ah.
Nike Air Jordans and everything, but the mice got into them and destroyed them.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Even if
But
they're clean, brand new, that's not good.
This is something you would like. A couple of things. Well, if you're into this stuff. This one's a clarinet. I got 2 of those out of it.
All right.
And I even got a flute.
See, I used to play flute.
Yep.
Believe it or not. Back in high school, I used to play flute.
This one is a Bundy. It's a Bundy is the brand.
Okay.
Which is a good brand.
Yeah, it is. It's not top of the line, but it is a good brand.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Are you going to be selling that?
Probably, yes.
Send me a text message with your price, and I'll tell you if I'm interested. I might be interested. I know other people that play flute too.
Dude, I ain't out to get rich off of it. You know how much I paid for the unit?
Nope.
$10.
Okay, I'll give you 20 for the flute. I got it in my pocket right now. And I know where you live.
I got 4 PS4s, 6 Xbox 360s, 2 Nintendo 64s, and 5 Nintendo DSs, and a Nintendo Switch out of it. Yeah.
All right,
I
so you'll
haven't-
make your money back on all the games. I'll give you $20 for the flute.
yeah. Yeah.
Hell, I'll even give you $5 more for gas.
Yeah. It was a good unit. A lot of garbage though.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of trash. There was so many sneakers. I'm tired of looking at shoes.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of times where if you find something of value, it can make it all worthwhile, and the garbage at that point doesn't matter. Like with all those game systems, it doesn't really matter what else you find.
I'm
You
going
know?
to show you guys another thing that I found in this unit.
All right.
And just to let you guys know, all the person's family member are dead.
Wow.
And I'm not showing my crack, Paul.
Paul's not here, is he? No, not yet.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just. Hey, I found a ton of watches too.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Five
That's just worth a
laptop,
lot.
5 laptop computers.
5?
5.
Wow.
Like 3 small ones and 2 big ones.
Oh, cool.
All right.
You see what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Isn't
for task force. It says on it, on the metal.
I don't want it. If it's
Huh?
task force, I don't want it. If it says task force on it, that means they work for the IRS.
Yeah.
Well, this is what it says on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Medal of Merit. Okay. Oh, Bush.
George Bush, president.
Is that real gold?
I don't know. I'm going to test it.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
I
if
would.
it is, let me tell you, if it is, gold is $3,500 an ounce right now.
Actually, it's higher than that today.
Oh, it went up?
Yeah. It
The
was
last
like
I
30
knew it was 35.
It
But
was like 36.25 or something like that this morning.
but it's going to go with the other 2 that I told you guys I had.
Yeah.
All right.
I tried everything that the VA here even tried to find the people, and they told me, well, take it to the American Legion. And I said, well, I keep getting medals out of storage units. And every time I try to find out anything about them, they tell me the people all died. So I said, I'll just keep them. I'm not going to sell them. I'll keep them.
Yeah.
They're not mine, but and then I'll take them all in at one time.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I
if you ever find out that something like that is gold or whatever, or you
Troy,
find
can
real
you see
silver,
that?
It's
I can hook you up
22s.
with, I can hook you up with
Yep.
a real dealer.
That's all I found. I was saying I'm gonna find a pew pew in there. Nope, all sneakers.
Yeah. Well, I got my first garden harvest yesterday for the year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I planted what I thought was my fall cucumbers. They wasn't cucumbers.
At least they're the right color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
They're edible.
yeah. Well, I brought the plants in for right before it frosted here, and what's there? That's them over there.
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, it's a real tomato plant. It's not like what my brother used to call the Russian tomato plant.
Yeah, I don't even know what type they are. I thought they were cucumber seeds, but
Yeah, they aren't.
yeah,
No, actually,
because I
cucumbers
saved.
look a lot different than tomato,
Yeah,
believe it or not.
yeah, they.
Yeah.
Well, I saved the seeds from last year, and they sat on a paper towel all year long over here. So I figured this fall I was like, well, I'll plant them and stuff, and yeah, they wasn't cucumbers. So. But I'll save the seeds from these for next year.
Yeah, just label them.
Yeah, I will this time.
Cherry tomato.
But
I actually saved some Sweet 100 cherry tomato seeds one year, thinking I was going to replant them, and I put them on one of those like wax coated plates, the paper plates, like Dixie plate.
Yeah.
And those seeds stuck so bad to that plate that trying to remove them, it wouldn't take the wax off the plate. It was breaking the seeds in half trying to take them off because the wax had got hot or whatever and melted to the seeds.
Wow.
I planted the whole plate. I was like, I'm not trying to take them off anymore. I'll plant the whole plate. If they grow, they grow.
That's
You know
what
what?
I did with these.
They
They
will.
were on a paper towel and they were stuck so bad, I just buried the paper towel.
Hey guys, I gotta step out for a minute. I'm still here, but I'm just blacking me out.
Okay.
Be right
That's
back.
right. That's all right. As long as we know you aren't running away, we'll keep you on screen.
Yeah.
He's gone black again. Don't you
Yeah.
know? Don't you know?
Yeah, but I'll probably just keep all the seeds for out of this batch and give them away for next year. I know better how to do them now.
I was just talking to my mom's caretaker tonight here in my town locally, like not even a half mile from my house, about within a mile of my house. Her parents had their house, and the house is like in really bad disrepair and stuff. And it ended up going up for Medicaid and Social Security or something like that. They were claiming the ownership of the house.
Yeah.
So the son dove into it saying, no, this is our house. You can't claim that. He says, I'll pay the back taxes on it. I'll do whatever. I want to keep the property. So it stays in our family. And it turned out to be that the local library had actually paid off all the liens and stuff on the property.
Really?
And so she said, all right, well, great. I'll put a petition together and I'll tell them we won't fight it. We'll let them keep the property, providing they turn all that property. They bought 3 houses in a row beside the library. As long as they're willing to take those properties and turn it into like a community garden area,
Right.
I'll tell them, you're doing something good with the property. We'll let you have the property. If you don't do that, then we're gonna fight you on the property because it's ours. And I told her, I says, do one even better than that because I own the seed business.
Right.
Tell the library they have to open up a seed library inside the library. I will furnish the seeds. That way, the people that want to be in the community garden area can come into the library and take out what seeds they want to plant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they can save their seeds and put them back into the library at the end of the season and keep it going.
Right.
And whether it works or not, I don't know. But I think it's probably it's one thing that I definitely would do.
Yeah.
Right now, Jan, in my area, it's 44 degrees. It has been 28. We've had quite a few days with 33. Right now, it's supposed to be 55, and tomorrow's supposed to be going on 60. But I don't think we're going to see it. I really don't. I wish we could. Oh, yeah, Troy, I got my truck back again.
Good.
Check this out. They went in, they changed the motor because I bought the new motor for it. And when they went to put the new motor in, they found out that whoever tore the new motor out of the vehicle they had it in, they broke the 2 center bolts on each side for the exhaust manifold, which are the 2 easiest to get to.
Yeah.
And they weren't even really tight, but they broke them on both sides. So the mechanic had to go in. A couple of them he was able to just heat up and pull out with a pair of vice grips, and a couple of them he had to go in and actually use an easy out to take them out.
Right.
They only charged me for the bolts and the labor to remove the bolts. $100 to replace the motor.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like, I went over there and they're like, the truck's done. And I was like, what? I thought you were going to call me because I told them I'm not a mechanic, but I'll come over and I'll help you do the truck motor. I can twist a wrench. There's no problem with that. You just tell me what bolt you want removed or put back in or whatever, and give me a torque wrench if you want it torqued. It was him and his dad. They tore it out and put it back in. They said it took like 3 hours for the whole thing to be done.
Right.
And I went over. I paid them for it, and I'm driving it back home. And they've been running it. I mean, I took it to them with a full tank of gas.
Right.
When I went to pick it up, it's down to almost a half a tank of gas. So they've been running the crap out of this thing. And I was like, all right, cool. No lights are on. Everything else is good. I got, just like last time, I got halfway home. The engine light came on.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
I was like, darn it.
Yeah.
I
I finally got my the truck that's been missing for 7 years.
All right.
That the guy he was supposed to pick it up and take it to Bluefield, my new house when I lived in Bluefield. And he picked it up and he never delivered it. I finally got it back a couple weeks ago.
And I got a whole jar full of this.
And it cost me 30. He said, well, I had to call the police and go through the police to get it.
Jen, that's awesome. That is awesome.
But where my nephew had totaled his Ranger, and this is the same year his Ranger is, he can use the parts off of it to fix his Ranger, and all I need was the bed and the seats out of it.
Right.
And I give him a spare motor, then I'll just junk the rest of the truck.
Right.
But my Ranger's still in the shop. Hopefully I should get it back Monday or Tuesday. They started on it
Daddy's right here.
yesterday. So
I gotta come back in.
Greg, no dogs allowed.
Hey, you hear the dog?
Yes, we do.
He's telling Daddy, hurry up.
Yeah, well, go lay down. The dog, not you, Greg. Yeah, Jen, that's awesome. You get a $3,000 job for $500. That's awesome.
mm-hmm.
I mean, the motor for my truck, originally I put 5150 in the original motor,
Right.
and it started rod knocking like within a week. Everybody said drive it 200 miles, it'll reset the computer. I drove it 200 miles and it blew
I'll
the
see you
motor up.
before you leave.
And then so this new motor that I got, I paid another 3150 for, I think, and it was delivered to the mechanic shop. And it's just been sitting, and he'd been doing other work and stuff for everybody else. And I was like, well, when you're ready to do mine, just let me know. And he's like, well, I got to do these paying jobs first.
Right.
Because he'd already replaced the motor for somebody else at a real cheap price. So he had to catch up on his work. Well, then after he got mine done, he had a car parked in front of mine that was funny because both front axles, both tires were pointing out like this.
Yeah.
They blew the whole front end out of the car. And he's like, when they dropped that off on the flatbed, they put it right in front of your truck and they blocked off the driveway. So all the paying vehicles I got out back right now are on hold because until I can fix that car, I can't get access to them.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, I said, dude, my truck's four-wheel drive. That car being parked in front of it is not going to stop me from driving my truck out of here.
No,
Yeah.
give it a little love tap.
Exactly.
No, I just put it in four-wheel drive, cranked the wheel and drove down the bank and through the ditch and up onto the road and then drove it home.
Yeah.
I got home and I'm sending him a text going, hey, the engine light came on halfway to my house and I'll be back Thursday or Friday. Well, Thursday didn't work because I had other plans going on and stuff with my mom shopping and whatnot. And I did drive over Thursday, but he was out on a parts chase. So I was like, okay, well, I sat there a half hour. I was like, I'm not waiting anymore. I'll bring it over tomorrow. I didn't even make it all the way home. And my buddy called and said, hey, I need your help tomorrow. I got to change the door. And I'm like, all right, great. I'll be there to help you. I said, well, the door won't take that long. You know, how long does it take to change the door? Yeah.
Yeah.
8 hours later and it still wasn't done.
Troy, you get your truck?
Huh?
Troy, did you get your truck working?
I should get it back hopefully Monday or Tuesday. But the cops always told me if I could find out where the other truck was at, that they could get it for me. It was in the lay down yard behind the house.
Really?
Yeah. Since I moved here 3 years, it's been behind my house for the entire time on the other side of the fence. And after the cops called and everything, they would take it up and they dropped it off at their gate beside the Mexican restaurant right here, but they wouldn't bring it to the house.
Huh.
So I called my cousin with his back. He went up and got it, brought it to the house. Then while he was here, he said, well, I'm just going to go and take your truck to the shop, start working on it. So at the same time, he took mine on down, started it.
Good.
Charlene, I don't know if we hit 50 today. It did get a lot warmer earlier, but right now we're down to 44. They said we're supposed to be 55 tonight with warmer temperatures tomorrow with rain. I don't know how much warmer they're planning on it being, but I'll tell you, yesterday was cold and it was windy. when we were working on that door, we took part of the reason why it took so long is we were out there working with gloves on. And because we had to take off a metal storm door, and then the door itself that was there was like a really big, heavy, solid wood door. And then, of course, we're working and cutting out all these pieces of wood, trying to make the new door fit. And like I was telling Troy, it was a very old construction. So I've never seen woodwork done the way that it was done, and we had to save it. It was impossible to just say, okay, if we break it, we can replace it with something new, because it was a very old house, and all the trim work in that whole house was based on the same trim work that was on that door. So we went through pains trying to figure out how did they build this and how did they put it together. I was telling him, Greg, when they built this house, you know when you normally put 245 degrees together to do your trim around the door?
Yeah.
Well, they half lapped it. They put the full piece up, and then they cut it and did the 45. So they had half of this 90-degree board was cut at 45-degree angle, and they cut half through the board, and then the next 45 they cut the top half or the bottom half off and did that 45 again on the top half.
Wow.
When we went to take it apart, it was like all three pieces were completely attached, and it's like, wow, I've never seen anything put together like that ever.
Wow.
Well, see, that's why my storage unit, I still got to get all that stuff down here somehow. I got a full cabinet shop in storage, and I got the room here where I can put it up again. But I used to do those. I used to love doing that type of work. It was the what was it called? Mainly in the 20s and 30s, they done a lot of that. The craftsman top style houses.
Yeah, definitely craftsman style.
Yeah, because I love doing the door casings and the window casings, everything like that, where they all meet. You know, the headers are tall, short, and you had all kinds of intricate pieces on them. And
yeah, well, our problem too is we couldn't replace it because instead of being just like a 1x2 or 1x3, it actually had 5 crowns on top of it.
Yeah,
that you had to match.
Yeah,
and when it met at the 45, those 5 crowns matched perfectly. And this is back in the day where they were probably cutting those crowns out with chisels.
With chisels and coping saws and.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, they were long runs, so you can't do that really with a coping saw. So I'm thinking they probably did it with hand chisels and rounded them over. But there were 5.
Well, they had planes made just for that.
Yeah.
We had craftsmen. They got like 30 or 40 different planes.
We had a local garage sale guy that actually sells all of the plane blades for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll have them forever, even though they're very, very old. There's no tools you can use them in anymore.
No, whenever I go to I buy all mine at antique shops and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, this guy's not really an antique shop, but he's an antique dealer, and he does a sale every year.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know where he stores this stuff, but it's really cool. Jan, you like Troy's sculptures? Wait till I get some sculptor over here to work on that tree stump I got in my front yard. I have been reaching out. There's like a lot of sculptors in New York.
Yeah.
And they're like tree sculptors and clay sculptors and this and that. And one of them was even a pumpkin sculptor. I reached out and said, dude, I've got a 25-foot tree stump that's about 3 foot diameter in my yard.
Yeah.
If you want to come here and make anything out of it, as long as you leave it here long enough for me to get the acknowledgement of it being in my yard,
right?
And you can get the papers and everybody over here to take pictures of your work. I'll even let you run an auction right here in my yard. We'll cut it off with a chainsaw and sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
But you got to leave it in my yard long enough for me to get recognition of my tree being done to use this or to do this with.
Yeah. Yeah. Jan's talking about my diorama.
Oh yeah, diorama. That's a totally different deal there.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen a thing on Facebook, the 1 year thing that I posted a year ago. It was the last time I posted anything about that thing. And so I need to get Drake in here where we make a short video on that too. So of the 1 year progress.
So do you want nephew go to the Marines or the military?
No, they're both seniors this year.
Oh.
But they're Drake, that's the one who does all my computer stuff. That's my adopted nephew, and yeah, yeah. My other nephews, they don't know anything about. They're as bad as I am with this stuff. So,
Oh.
and
Well, I'll tell you, this microphone I got, I've had this microphone for probably 4 or 5 years, and I've had it plugged into the computer, and I thought that was the microphone being used until that one time I unplugged the camera, and it came up as being microphone's been unplugged too, and I'm like, no, this camera doesn't have a microphone on it. No, actually it does. It does. I actually have two of the same. I have two of the same cameras. I've got one mounted in a different direction on the center of my computer monitors. But the problem is that where we're at right now on this monitor, I can look down and I can read the chat. And when I'm looking at the camera, it's right here between you two.
yeah,
So it's not like looking far away. Where that one in the middle was like, okay, well, what are we doing now? I'm looking at the middle camera, and I got to keep looking over here to see what's going on with the chat. And it was just too much. And I was like, all right, buy another camera. That one's permanently mounted. I'm not going to change that one.
yeah.
I'll find a different use for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I'm not doing lives like this, and I'm just doing a recording, and I want to do something. Maybe that camera will be better, but this one just sits on a tripod, and actually I've been playing around with it a little bit to try to get that light over there out of the background.
Yeah.
It was on my phone. It was on the back of the monitor stand, so it was setting the camera sideways and turning it. And I was like, I don't want that light. I don't mind it behind me.
Right.
I don't want it in front of me. I don't want it so bright that it's like reflecting off the monitor and back off my glasses and making it hard to read stuff.
Yeah. Well, I got my camera mounted on a little tripod too, on the light on the tripod, but because I didn't like it up on top of the computer because it was always down, I was looking like this all the time.
Yep.
So I wanted it more eye level, but it blocks half the chat, so I can't really see the chat. So.
Oh, this one I kind of have to look down towards, which is okay because my microphone is down towards too.
Yeah.
And actually,
Jan.
I think I can show you this.
Hey, that looks like my room. No,
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can do this better. This is the microphone that I'm using, and it's on a stand. It's on a rubber stand, so that rubber stand is made so that microphone is not actually touching anything. It's just floating. It's floating inside a rubber band, so that if I'm beating on my table, it's not coming through on the microphone.
Yeah. Well, mine's the same way. It's all rubber around the microphone.
Yep.
Man.
I paid a lot of money for this one, and I thought it worked all the time until just recently. I was like playing with it, and I was like, "But that microphone's not working." And the camera microphone, I went back and listened to a couple of our lives, and it sounded like my voice was muffled, and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's the wrong microphone. So I went in and I plugged in this microphone, and I ran a bunch of tests. I was going into StreamYard and just saying, let me just do a recorded one and let me listen back to it. And every one of them came back terrible. And I'm like, all right, this microphone has to work. And it turned out that there's a cord that goes into the back of it that has to be, and I think it's in auxiliary now. Before it was plugged into what looked like a out port for a microphone. Right. It turned out to be for headphones. and the company's like, no, you got to plug into the auxiliary. And I was like, well, to me, auxiliary means I'm going to plug music into that part of it. That doesn't mean I'm going to be plugging it in as using it for a microphone. So I tried it, and I emailed them back, and it says, all right, great, spot on. Now change the way your wording is on your microphone. That should say microphone out.
So Troy, how you been doing health-wise?
Well, one of the nephews back here now. They're between my nephews and the housekeeper and my nurse and social worker. They've been staying here with me about 24 hours a day since I ran out of my medication last week. and that medication, I really have to have it, and so uh, I just got it yesterday, the new medication. So until it gets in my system,
Yeah.
which will probably take another week to get back in my system, they'll still be staying with me. Just keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
Right.
But since I started back on it, in the last 2 days, I think I've been awake like 5 hours in total.
Really?
Wow.
Has to wake up, eat,
Go back to sleep.
do a couple things, take the medication, and go back to bed. So,
That's the way I was on ibuprofen.
yeah.
Oh.
But this was
Yeah. It puts me out, but I still wake up 3-4 times at night during the night.
right.
Yeah, I was just watching a video from Buddy Brown. I think it was yesterday, where he said, if you wake up at 3 in the morning, that's God telling you that this is your time to pray and do this and do that. And
Yeah.
I came back in and says, no, if I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's because I got to go pee. You're right. If I don't get up and go pee, there's something bad that's going to happen in my life. I'm going to pee the bed. But other than that, you're right. I mean, and
Yeah.
it hit me funny. It was like, no, he's not as old as I am. You're about the same
Yeah.
age too. He's not our age. When you reach our age, when you got to get up in the middle of the night to go pee, you got to get up in the middle of the night to go pee. There's nothing else about it.
Right.
It's not to get up and pray. If I got down on my knees, I can't get back up anyway.
Yeah.
Same here. Oh.
But I put that in as a comment on this video because I thought it was just funny. I was like, "You're telling me this, and I'm telling you that. You might be right on your part. I don't know, but from my part,
Yeah.
So, Greg, other than the good fortune of the treasure hunting, what else have you been doing?
Sitting on my butt.
Sitting on your butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you miss driving?
No.
I had a good friend of mine called me. Well, he sent a message. I got it this morning. He sent it the other day, but he was in out in Texas, and he was hauling a semi load of stuff for what's that big coffee chain?
Starbucks.
Starbucks. He was hauling, and somebody broke into
Wrong
his trailer.
answer. It's blackout coffee.
That's cool. That's the only type I keep. But somebody broke in the back of his trailer and went through all the boxes. Didn't take a dang thing.
Really?
Yeah. Evidently, they don't like coffee.
That's because they weren't looking for coffee.
No.
Yeah, and they weren't looking for creamer either.
Right.
Although it was a white powder.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But he lost over a day's work right there because he called the cops, and the cops had to call the DOT. Then the DOT called the company, and then the company had to send an inspector out there and inspect it, whether they would accept the load or not accept the load, which would have been bad for him if they did not accept the load.
Well,
But
that's
they
what
did.
you have insurance for.
Yeah, exactly. But still,
Then he could have took it and sold it.
right? Yeah.
And of course, somebody probably called the DEA and they had to bring in the canines just to check the truck out to make sure everything was legal.
Yeah.
You know,
But
I've
he
seen that
was right.
happen.
He was right there on the north side, or no, the south side of Houston.
Yep.
So if that tells you anything.
When I delivered Jack Daniels, that happened. Only Jack Daniels is a federally ran thing because it's alcohol.
Yeah.
Regulated.
Yeah, you got ATF involved there.
Uh-huh.
We actually had a truck driver coming off of 81 north bound in Polkville Tuesday. As I was driving by, there was a state trooper parked right behind the tractor trailer and two sheriff's cars parked in a V, blocking the truck from being able to go any farther forward.
Mhm.
Of course, you know me, I got a rubberneck, and they had the driver in handcuffs, and I'm like, maybe he doesn't speak English. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was they were holding that truck driver for something.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the new law is, right?
Yep.
And I just saw a text or a thing on Facebook. Oklahoma and there's one other state that has turned their highways into a parking lot of trucks
Yep.
because every driver gets stopped now.
Yeah.
If you
Every
cannot,
driver gets stopped and they have to speak proficient English.
well, not only
And
that,
their license can't be out of California because California was giving
Right.
licenses to anybody.
Well,
Yep.
they just suspended like 17,000
Yeah.
CDLs in California.
71,000 licenses this morning were canceled in California. Not just CDLs, but regular driver's licenses.
Yep.
Because they didn't pass the legal requirement to get a driver's license.
Right.
You know, one of them being is that you have to prove that you have a reason to be in the United States. The other one is proficient English. Even if you're only driving a car, you still have to be able to speak proficient English because otherwise you can't read our signs.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they went through and revoked 71,000 licenses this morning.
I've watched a couple of the videos of where they were checking and doing that test, especially the one guy that the cop, he had to get him to put his clothes on. He was driving naked.
Yes,
I did see that. I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it was in Arkansas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he told him, he goes, read this sign for me. And he's like,
sign? Yeah, sign.
He failed 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Actually, you know that guy that killed
he was an Asian guy.
Yeah. From
that
California.
Yeah.
That guy that killed the 3 in Florida by doing the illegal U-turn.
Yeah.
He actually took out a whole bridge in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And got arrested for that for going. It was the vehicle limit was like 8,500 pounds or something like that, or 8.5 tons.
10 tons.
Yeah.
And he weighed 80, almost 85,000 pounds, which for one, if you don't have the permit, you're overweight anyway.
Right. Yeah, but he went through that. He went across that bridge and took the bridge out.
Yeah.
He got fined for that, and the company got fined for it. So the company just changed their name, and now he killed somebody in Florida.
Yeah. Now that company is really in. I think the company's no longer going to be around.
Yeah,
well,
they're going to be tracking them where they can't even restart up again.
Yeah.
I heard they're having a hard time because those are fly-by-night companies anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I have nothing against anybody, but what they do, like for that guy there, they start these companies, and after 7 years, they bring their cousin over, let him take over the company, and then he goes out and do whatever. That's how it is. That's how it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched quite a few lately with Amazon.
Oh, Amazon! The other day I saw a video of an Amazon driver. He got busted.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that was like a day later. They got an Amazon driver that was out in the middle of a cornfield, and they had him hooked up to a tow truck, towing him out of the cornfield. And they said, "Well, there's something about these Amazon drivers," and I was like, "Yeah, but they don't really work for Amazon."
No.
They work for a company that contracts to Amazon.
Yeah. Well, that buddy,
I can't blame Amazon to who they contract for truck drivers.
Yes, you can, because I'm going to tell you why. You blame Amazon because Amazon has control over all of them.
Yeah,
Amazon,
well, they go for the lowest bid.
Listen, you could lose your job even though you work for a private company as an Amazon driver. Even if you do house-to-house deliveries, you can lose your job. If Amazon says you're fired, you are fired.
Right.
That's in their contract, and that's what the federal government's looking at. Why should Amazon be able to control private entities' employees? Right. They shouldn't. You don't actually work for Amazon. I can understand wearing the Amazon, uniform or whatever, but you work for a private entity. You do not work for Amazon.
Yeah, even the local delivery guys that are driving the Amazon vans,
Yeah, they don't work for
they don't
Amazon.
work for Amazon.
Nope, they work for a company that's contracted through Amazon.
Yeah, they have to buy the vans. They have to buy their vans through Amazon to get the Amazon logo on them.
Yep.
And they have to wear the Amazon vest or whatever when they're making the deliveries and take the pictures and all that stuff when they do deliveries. But their boss is not Amazon. Their boss is John Blow over here that went out and paid for the franchise.
Well, this around here, a lot of the Amazon trucks, the drivers got the blue vest on and everything like that, but they're working out of the U-Haul.
Yeah.
Yep.
They work out of Budget, Enterprise, and Penske up here.
Yeah.
And U-Haul. I just seen one today with U-Haul. I seen one today in U-Haul. Or no, not today. Yesterday when we were working on that door. That guy was funny. He pulled up the street and he gets out of his van. He puts a box on this porch. He goes back to his van. He sits there a couple minutes, gets out of his truck, grabs another box, goes to another porch, puts the box on her porch, goes back, sits in his van for a few minutes, and finally drives away. Apparently, he didn't reset his GPS to tell him where he had to go for his next stop. So he drove around the block and came right back down again. And I was laughing with my buddy Tommy, the one I was working for. I was like, Tommy, that's the same dude that just dropped off them boxes. He's coming here to drop them off again.
Yeah.
He didn't reset his GPS, say, okay, go to the next stop. He just came right back down the same street, went right around the block.
And every package is tracked. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Every package is tracked.
Well, they just had something happen with one of the Amazon, I don't know, maybe it was a train or something, where it was like an Amazon rail car or something. They got trashed out. And they said, if any package is on that train that can't have a picture taken of it to show that that's where it ended up, Amazon automatically has to reship every package.
Yeah.
Or refund.
Yeah,
or refund your money. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I actually got my dishwasher from Home Depot that way. They said, no, we can't ship the dishwasher. So here's your refund. And I was like, what do you mean you can't ship my dishwasher? So then I reached out to Lowe's and I ordered a more expensive dishwasher.
Yeah.
The next morning I get up and there's a dishwasher sitting on my porch, but it wasn't the one I ordered from Lowe's.
Hey, I got a countertop one.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess I just got a free dishwasher.
Yeah.
And Leah's like, well, we should keep that one and then take the more expensive one you got from Lowe's and sell that one. And I was like, no, I'm just going to call Lowe's because they haven't shipped yet and just say cancel that order.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But maybe being the kind of guy I am, I was like, Home Depot, you guys screwed up. I'm not telling you how you screwed up.
Right.
But I'm telling you, you did screw up. And I left it at that, you know?
I've ordered a couple things off Amazon and they delivered, but it didn't show up when I go onto the Amazon page for deliveries. It didn't show. It still showed it was in tracking and stuff like that. 3 weeks later, I get the same thing again, and then I look and see that it showed it was delivered.
Yeah, I have out on our seat porch. We have a sign that says all deliveries with an arrow. You know, all deliveries here, kind of thing. And FedEx will religiously deliver packages on my house porch. They go to the seed house religiously, and they're always heavy packages.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon will actually leave all the packages over there on that porch, even though it says, you know, the house proper on the delivery directions.
Yeah,
they'll still leave them on that porch because that's what the sign says.
But,
and hey, loose wrench, how you doing? Or loose screw wrench, Kim, how you doing? I have a lot of times. I have a lot of times where they'll leave a package and they'll take a picture, and thank God they took the picture because that's not where I would be looking for a package.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, David, I sent your info to the Vineyard Chicks because you know they do this survival seed challenge every year,
right?
And they've gotten really big. Where they other YouTubers, it's a big collaboration, and the girls send seeds to anybody that wants them, but they have to do like videos of as they're doing it. They do giveaways, and it's gotten really big in the last 2 years. And
Cool.
I was on their lives. They do lives on Sunday nights on their
Okay.
which channel was it? Survival Seed Challenge.
Okay.
They do come on Sunday nights, and y'all will know a lot of people that are in there.
Probably.
That does it, but I'm getting your name out and stuff.
Appreciate it. Our seed business actually this year has been so slow compared to other years.
Yeah.
But it's because of the darn economy, you know.
Yeah.
It's doing better, but it's not doing great. And people are worried. They're like, okay, well, great. Now the government's talking, okay, we got you back up again now. But the Democrats are saying, yeah, but we can shut you back down in January. Well, that's not helping anybody, you know.
Yeah. Well, I was in their chat, and they was talking about different seed companies and stuff like that. And I said, well, one of the guys that came from New York down to pick me up and took me to Oklahoma for the Mid-America meetup owns a seed company, and that's who I'll be getting all my seeds for next year. And the chat blew up. Who was it? Who was it? We want to know who it was. And I said, well, I'll send the information to them because
yeah. Well, just tell them dollar seed.
I did.
One big word.
Yeah. But y'all can almost go from New York up around where. Wow. How far are y'all from Rochester?
Oh, we're halfway between Pennsylvania. Maybe even less than halfway.
Well, Dave, you're if you take the thruway, if you go up 81 to the thruway, it's like 2.5 hours.
Well, the reason I say that is this road right here in front of the house that y'all got on over here at Rich Creek, 219, it ends in Rochester.
Rochester, New York?
Yep.
Really?
It starts in Rich Creek, Virginia, and runs all the way to Rochester, New York. It's called the Old Turnpike.
But wait a minute.
It's an old Indian trail.
I don't want to take a week to get wherever.
I tell you what.
30 miles speed zone.
If you got a long visit, it is actually a very nice drive. Well, I don't know about the New York part, but it is a scenic highway. And I'm pretty sure 2-lane all the way.
Oh, probably. If even maybe one.
which means you hit the 45 mile zones more than you hit the 55 mile zones, and there's a lot of 30s in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Greg said, okay, don't want to take a week to get there.
But it is a beautiful drive. I will say that.
Hey, Greg, have you seen anything about what's going on up in Syracuse on 81?
No.
They've been shutting lanes down on 81 left and right for something to do with the they're trying to remove a lot of the bypasses, I guess, in Syracuse and try to drop it down to street level roads.
Well, I know the right there where the DeWitt exit is.
Yeah.
That they're redoing all the ramps and all that. So the traffic
481.
Yeah, where 481 meets 81.
Yep.
Down before Syracuse.
Right.
They're trying to make it to where how it used to be the 2 lanes come up and it would meet. If you came over from 481 to go south on 81, well now your 2 lanes are way over, and that turn doesn't come to the left anymore. It's gonna kind of make its own lane type thing. It's a mess. I try not to go up there if I don't have to.
Right.
Now I don't drive. I don't want to go north.
Well, I tried to stay out of Syracuse, but I'm not that far from there, you know.
Yeah, you're only like.
I've got a road that I take to Cortland, and if I stay on that road instead of taking and making another turn on a different road, Holly Woods Road, I can stay right on Texas Valley Road, and it takes me all the way right into Truxton. And then there's another road that takes me all the way into Tully, and then from Tully to Syracuse is just a hop and a skip. So
Yeah.
I can get to Syracuse really, really quick. But I heard there was so much construction going on 81. I was like, if I do it, I'm staying on Route 11, and I'm going through Nedro. You know.
Yep.
I just try to stay off of 81. I hate 81.
81's terrible.
81's boring.
It is.
It is through Virginia, believe it or not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And actually through Pennsylvania too.
Whenever
Pennsylvania is very boring.
When they've redone all the X's over on 81 here in Christiansburg, that is one big mix up.
When I drove for Big G out of Tennessee, out of Shelbyville, Tennessee, I used to run 81 a lot.
Yeah.
And I hated Virginia because it's so long. I'd rather drive it through, through Tennessee than through Virginia. But
see, all them times you were right here by the house.
Yep. I'm telling you.
You were only a half a mile from my fish camp.
Yeah, but in that time frame, you didn't know who you were, Troy.
Yeah. Well, it's like White Rock. They were leaving their uncles down in North Carolina, going home, and that's when all that floods down in North Carolina and stuff.
Yeah,
and they had to bypass Company 81, and they done a live from a RV campsite.
Right.
And I was watching them. I was like, wait a minute. I said, where are y'all at? And they gave the name of it. I said, you're 3 miles upstream from my fish camp. And they're like, because they're right on the creek, and that creek runs right down and right by my fish camp.
Yeah.
And which I had to move everything off of because that Wythe County decided to raise the taxes 9-fold because there was a camper sitting on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because by taxes, it's uninhabitable. Well, if you a camper is anything on wheels, it's not a permanent structure.
Right.
So unless you side it or put in a wood stove
or take the wheels off. If you take the wheels off or you underpin it, that's a different story. But I didn't even have the jacks down.
And that's a camper at your house.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I had my original camp here in our town, they tried to tell me that because I put a wood stove in it, it was no longer a regular travel trailer. It was a living structure. And I looked at them, I started laughing. I says, do you know how easy it is to pull off that metal chimney pipe and set it inside and just drive down the road with this towed behind my vehicle? And then they came back.
I could put a wood stove in the back of my pickup truck.
Yeah, well, they came back and said, yeah, but it's not a camping trailer, it's a house trailer. And I was like, all right, well, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you seen a house trailer that had an awning rail put on it?
Yeah.
Because it had the metal awning rail that ran the whole length of it.
Yeah.
And they said, well, there were some that were made that way. And I said, you guys are playing games. I'm going to be honest with you. My dad was the local code enforcement officer for the city of Cortland.
Yeah.
And he came out and looked at my camp and he says, no, it's 100% legal camp. 100%. Yeah. And then the town was going, yeah, no, it's not. No, really it is. If you want to argue this fact, you're just a town in the county of Cortland. My dad is a city of Cortland building inspector. He's a stricter guy than all of you guys.
Yeah.
You want him to come and argue this in court? I'll let him come argue it in court. But they finally said it was because of the wood stove that it wasn't classified as a camping trailer anymore.
Yeah.
That and it was sided. Well, what the hell? I can pull the siding down just as easy as I put it up.
Right.
But it was also hooked up to a gray water drain. It was hooked up to a power. You know, they give me all kinds of excuses why. And I was like, yeah, whatever. The power was a generator. That goes in the back of the truck when you take the camper with you.
Yeah.
Other than it was also hooked up to a telephone pole when it wasn't hooked up to the generator.
Right.
I only hooked it up to the generator when the code enforcement guy was there.
I understand. But to even get down to where it's at, you got to drive a mile through another farm just to get to their property. But the farm, they
Deb.
have a bed and breakfast right there that's about as far from here to the Mexican restaurant. Y'all know how far that is.
No, you didn't
And
show us where the Mexican restaurant was, Troy. You made us go hungry all the way to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I know.
He said it's no Mexican, it's Bucky's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bucky's only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I bought a chair that we probably didn't need because we didn't have any choice sitting with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, the farmer's wife runs the bed and breakfast there, which is a very liberal person in an extremely liberal county. And I'm flying the flag down there, the 1776 Betsy Ross flag. So I'm sure that's
That had a lot to do
why
with it.
they were called in there.
Yep.
Hey,
And,
Troy, you want me to send you one of my new business cards?
I need you to send me a bunch of your business cards.
Oh, it's not for the seed business. It's just one I had printed up because I thought it was funny.
Oh
It
yeah.
looks, I had hats and business cards made along with the yard signs. It says, vote Republican. We know they're not perfect, but the other side is insane. The hats look like painter's hats, like a Sherwin-Williams painter's hats.
Yeah,
Red on
the
top
old
with the
one.
blue on bottom.
Yeah.
The red's got just a couple words and the blue's got a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd show it to you, but it's down in my back patio right now. I was thinking
Yeah.
about bringing that up and wearing it tonight. And I was like, yeah, I can't
Yep.
do that.
Oh well.
Hey, Dave, make sure you guys save your pennies. These will be worth gold.
Well, I was talking to Lauren
I was just
yesterday.
getting ready to take them to the bank and have them turned in.
No. Save them. They're not
All right.
making them no more.
Yeah, well, it's because they aren't made out of copper anymore.
No.
And
they-
it costs 3 times
No,
more.
It cost them 4 cents to make 1 penny.
Yep.
But I was talking to Lauren yesterday, and she started doing all them projects with epoxy and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
said, Lauren, start making things out of pennies. Just go to the store, go to the bank, and get 20, 25 pennies.
You won't. You can't.
You can't get 20, 25.
Nobody. They won't sell them to you.
They were
have-
discontinued. They were
Yep,
discontinued.
they have
But they-
orders not to sell pennies anymore.
Yep.
That's what my bank told me.
Because I know I got a bunch of 2025s, but
If you go to the bank, you can ask for a roll of pennies, but they won't be new ones. They'll be old ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And 9 times out of 10, you'll find like what do they call those? The wheat pennies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Almost every roll of pennies you get from the bank now will have 50% wheat pennies in them.
Well,
Those are the ones you want.
this is all nine decades of Lincoln pennies.
Yeah.
That silver one is.
I
the
got one of
steel-
those silver ones.
Is this, I've got 4 of them. Is the steel penny.
Yeah.
Yep, I got
From
one of
World
those.
War II.
Yeah,
Ain't it?
what was it? 1943. I think they made them. They only
Yeah.
made them 1 year.
I got one of those.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of people are telling me, "Oh, get rid of your pennies. They're not going to count." I'm not getting rid of my pennies.
I think I got 4 of the 5-gallon water jugs of nothing but pennies.
Yeah,
Hey,
save
BG.
them. Don't get
Oh,
rid of
yeah.
them.
No,
Because you know why? They're gonna want. They'll end up saying, "Okay, we'll give you 25 cents for 1 penny."
Yep.
well, that then too. I haven't been through them. It's hard to tell. Wheat pennies, 10
Yeah.
pennies.
Anything 64 and older is a wheat penny, I
Yeah.
believe.
I
I know there's
actually
a bunch of them in there.
posted it on Facebook one time, and a couple of my friends thought it was funny because it's like you ain't gonna get nobody to do that. But I told them, I says, I'll give you $3 for a 1964 or older quarter. I'll give you $2 for a 1964 or older dime. And he's like, nobody's gonna do that. And I says, they won't because you're telling them not to.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I got a 19.
That's a quarter of an ounce of silver right there if it's a 1964 quarter. That's what the quarter stood for. And a tenth is a tenth of an ounce. Well, silver is selling for like, what is it, $38 an ounce today or something like that?
Yeah, somewhere in there. It's not that much.
Yeah, it's not that much, but if I'm only paying $5 for a quarter ounce, I'm spending 20 to make 38. I'll do that all day long. That's like buying somebody's food stamps.
Yeah.
It's 50 cents on a dollar.
Well, you know,
I do know.
I'm not the only guilty party over here.
Hey, I grew up on welfare when I was a kid. I knew how they did it but back then it was paper. It wasn't a card.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
now
it was actually coupons. They had to rip them out of the book.
Yeah. I think the $10 one was green. The $1 was brown.
And the $5 was red.
Yeah, and I think the 20 was blue or something. It was a weird mixture. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember them.
You know, and that
I didn't buy them back then, though. I bought it when they first put it on the card because it was easier.
Well, with the card, you have to take the person to the store. I know people that do that now.
Greg, I own businesses. How do you think I'd feel if people saw me that are my customers going up to the register using a food stamp card? You know,
I got one for you guys.
I'd be like, let me put it in the cart.
I remember the commodity.
You load it in the car, and then when you get in the car sitting beside me after the groceries are loaded in, we'll go over the receipt and I'll give you half of what I just paid, what I just got for groceries. I'll give you cash, and then I'll drop you back up.
I know a guy who used to play poker for him.
Really?
Yeah. He would bet, you know, the paper. This was back. I was young, and this was the paper ones. And he would.
Wow, BG, that's awesome. I didn't think it was that high.
Oh, silver went up a lot then.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 38.
Oh, I got a lot of sterling silver I've been pulling out of storage units. A lot.
I'll be honest with you, Greg. If you ever decide to sell silver, gold, or anything like that, there's like a coin shop in Binghamton that'll buy it from you. Don't go to those guys.
No.
If you decide you want to sell it, let me know. I've got a dealer local to me who he's a pneumatist. He told me, he says, if you ever want to sell anything, because I told him, I said, I just sold it and it was like 5 cents under spot or something like that. He says, no, bullshit. He says, this guy will not only pay spot, but he'll pay spot plus. Because he watches the market so close, he'll know what the spot's going to be at tomorrow. And he'll pay at tomorrow's prices today. And I was like, well, I only, 5 cents under spot. What the hell do I care? You know,
right.
If there's $1 under spot, I would have cared.
Yeah.
I just
get under spot. I don't care.
I got a 1921 Morgan silver dollar out of a unit the other day.
I probably got a lot of those.
This one, there's a silver ridge around it, and somebody put a necklace on it.
Yeah.
Made it into a necklace.
That was big back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I was in diapers probably back then.
Yeah. I know.
Dave knows.
Yeah, no, I don't. I can't picture you, baby Huey.
I was a brat when I was a baby or younger.
I imagine you were.
Yeah.
You're a brat now.
Yeah. Hey, I had an afro when I was a kid.
I can see you in an afro.
I
can't see him in hair at all.
Let me see if I can find the picture.
I can't see him in hair at all. Although I was watching Greg Gutfield today, and he had that guy that has hairy razors or whatever on there. I guess it's not hairy razors, but whatever it was. And he's out there talking about his new razors, and he's got his hat on and everything, proud of his razors, and he's all full of scrub. I was like, well, maybe if you were trying to a Western Razor Company or something like that, I think it was. It's like, if you really want to sell your razors, maybe you should start using them.
Yeah.
He didn't have a mustache. That was all shaved pretty clean, but he did have a bruise in the middle where he got nicked with a razor or something. And I was like, yeah, it's not good advertisement.
Yeah.
He had all of his beard growing, and I'm like, yeah, that's not the good way to go with the Western Razor Company, I think it's called. That's not a good advertisement if you're not using them.
I still got my dad's old coin collection. I think he probably quit in like 68, 69. But
Oh,
some of
really?
the coins they can go back to 1804.
Yeah. I've got some pennies from 1837 and stuff.
Yeah.
I was born in '64, and I knew 64 was the last year of real silver. So somewhere in my house, I don't know where it is, but somewhere in my house, I've got a photo album that's just full of pages of pennies and dimes and buffalo nickels and wheat pennies and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That album weighs more than probably, I don't know, my chicken coop.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
Oh, where is this picture?
The funny part about it is I have no idea where in my house it is. I have an idea where it may be, but we've been here 5 years, and there's areas in this house where we put stuff, and we haven't had to go back there and look for nothing. And I'm just like, well, if it's there, it's there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Leah's like, are we ever going to go through all this stuff? And I says, yeah. Hopefully before the day we die,
Yeah.
we'll go through all of it. But until then, I'm not worried about it. I've got 12 cans of copper appliance paint kicking around here that are brand new.
Yeah.
I bought them for a project we were going to do, and then we moved, and the project never happened. And I'm like, all right, well, that kind of sucks, but we still got them,
Yeah.
and I don't mind. They aren't bad. They've been in a heated area, and paint spray paint, if it doesn't get freeze, it's good forever.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
know?
why I have my nephews go out. Anything freezable in the garage is in this back room of the house now.
Right.
Springtime, it'll go back out there.
I've got some stuff in my garage I got to get out, which I'll probably do tomorrow. Been wanting to do it all week, but I've been, push comes to shove, I've been everywhere all week.
Yeah. Oh, see, Lauren just jumped in.
Yes, she did. Hi, Lauren. How you doing, honey?
Lauren.
Hey, sis.
Hey, y'all want to see a beautiful truck? I did the when we lived in Melbourne back in 2021, 2022. I did the poker run or the motorcycle run with the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
Out of
Kim, that's fine. Really
look at that truck.
Oh, cool.
That is awesome.
I like that.
And they had the traveling wall there. We saw the traveling wall. My buddy found his grandfather's name on the world. I think it was World War II.
Lauren, I don't know where your wrench went, but I will go find it. I have to do that on YouTube side though, and I'm not on YouTube right now. We're on StreamYard.
Hey,
but
Lauren.
I will go find your wrench.
Lauren, look, I picked my first cucumber yesterday. I thought I planted cucumber seeds, and evidently not.
Hey, this was me when I was little. No, I'm just
kidding. Yeah.
Oh man, where is that picture? That's gonna drive me crazy.
All right, I got to go see if I can find out what we got going on here for Lauren. Oh, that's not really the video I wanted to hook onto or whatever. I wanted to get the channel.
I got to step out for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, time's up. I'll have to look and see if I can find it on a computer.
Oh, man.
I know I saved it. But yeah, I did. When I was younger, I had an afro. They used to pick on me in high school, call me the golden child, because I had a golden afro, blonde afro.
Making it home, Lauren, I will do my best to go find a way to make you get your wrench back, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I just tried to do it, and when I did the search, all I got was our old lives, and it didn't give me a chance to go look for the new live. I guess it's being like on there now, but for some reason it's not giving me the opportunity to go in and just make changes while it's on. It might just be because it's on StreamYard. But I will go back and look, and I will give you the wrench when I find it again. Greg's over there yawning.
Hey, man. The last 2 days I've been leaving the house at 6 o'clock and not even driving. Just going to that storage unit and coming back.
I hear you. Yesterday morning, I had to be at the job by 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't normally get out of bed till 7. So today I was back up at 6 going, why am I up? Yeah, Lord, that's an awesome looking cucumber, isn't it?
I got something from Lauren the other day. No.
Thank you, Wace.
I don't know if you.
Hey.
There you go, Lake Upala. Yep.
Mine's full of pennies.
Mine's full of coffee when it's full.
I don't drink that much coffee. Well, sometimes.
I fill my cup up 3 times a day.
I'd be walking around like Tweak on South Park.
But I have the black coffee mug that they had done with the laser. Where it's Mike's channel on one side and Lake Ufella on the other. And yeah, I fill it up 3 times a day. And because I'm sodium deficient, I found out that for me, I put my cappuccino cup into the mug, and then I add 16 ounces of hot water. And then I grab my salt shaker and I give it 5 turns of the sea salt for each cup of coffee. And my sodium deficiency is not so bad anymore. I don't wake up with leg cramps every night.
I take a medicine for it. Speaking of that, I got to take it soon.
Well, I thought it was a potassium deficiency, so I was taking potassium pills, and it was still happening. And I had a nurse tell me, she says, "No, you're sodium deficient, dude. That potassium does nothing for sodium."
Right.
And
magnesium deficiency does it.
Yeah, magnesium deficiency will give you leg cramps and stuff.
That's why I'm on medication for that now.
Yeah, so mine was sodium deficiency. My magnesium and my potassium were fine. It was the sodium levels that were low.
Right.
Dave, you see what Lauren says about the laser engraved?
Oh, I have not laser engraved on black ceramic. Does it turn out good? I'll be honest with you. Am I talking to Lauren or Joe? Well, I guess either or. But I have tried to engrave on tile, which is ceramic. I actually have an example behind me.
Grandbaby's doing awesome. We ordered her I'll show you guys, a Christmas ornament that was supposed to have her name on it, not somebody else's. And this is what I got. It's glass. It was supposed to have her name on it. Well, I had somebody else's. We ordered it up from Amazon. And they're like, well, they don't want it back, but we'll refund your money. I'm like, all right, just remind me never to order from them again.
Yeah.
So, but she's doing awesome. She's let me see. This is her on my screensaver or my phone.
Adorable.
So she'll be here tomorrow. She's 2 months old already.
Okay, so Lauren and Greg, we'll go back to your question about the tile thing. I played around with it, and I did it with a lot of different products. And we're talking like special chemicals made to do ceramic tiles and glass and stuff like that, where it does black on white. I did the one with the white spray paint one where everybody swore by it. And I did the one where they do the color tiles and you just reset your laser temperatures and settings and stuff to be able to get different color settings to be able to put out color pictures and stuff. This right here is the only thing I've ever been able to put out on a tile where it didn't etch the actual glass of the tile. But the problem is,
Oh, it's probably in the car. Oh no!
if I come in here, this is just my thumbnail doing it. It's actually deeply engraved into the tile, so it won't wash out. But in the same respect, it doesn't come out dark. I mean, look at this one bottle right here over my finger. You can't even tell that's a bottle of whiskey, right? And then this one right here beside it. And none of the print comes out clean on it. So, and like the word alcohol at the bottom of the tile, because the tile starts rounding off before it actually rounds over, they come out really weird printed, and everything comes up in lines, you know, like right here in this word here. You see the lines right there? So I'm not impressed by it. And that's using LBT, I think it's called, laser branding something techniques or something like that. And I've tried it on both the CO2 and I've tried it on with the diode laser. The CO2 actually will burn through a tile. I tried it and they burn through the tile, and that is nasty. I don't know if you've ever smelled a melting piece of ceramic before, but that is just wow. And that was on low power. I tried really low power. I tried a little bit higher power, thinking, well, maybe it'll be better because I can put it on faster speeds. I've never been able to come up with something on tile that I like. Now on slate, that's a total different story.
I'm gonna get back into. I ain't done it in years, but I'm gonna start doing a couple little projects with transferring photos on the wood. Yeah.
You know the best way I've heard to do it lately, and I disagreed with it for a long time, but now I do agree with it. You just have to be careful how you do it. You buy a sheet of like sticker material, like labels or whatever.
Yeah, take the sticker off of it.
Take all this paper off the top of it and just leave it as the wax sheet, and then put that in the printer and run it through an inkjet.
Yeah.
But do not touch that paper. Let it sit for like 10, 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you handle it very generously. And then when you put it on the piece of wood, you have to put it down and just wherever it lands, it lands. You can't move it.
Right.
And then you can go in with like a wood burner with the what they call it a transfer head. It's like a brass head about an inch in diameter,
right.
And just rub it across the top. Now, if you do it with a laser printer, you can. If you got a color laser jet, you can do colors with it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I got. That's
only black, and if it's only a black and white laser jet, you only get black print.
Right.
But if you have a laser printer, then you just print it on a piece of paper.
That's how I've always done it.
Yeah, print it on paper and print it in reverse, and then flip the paper down, and then use a wood burner with that transfer head.
Well,
you can transfer it.
Yeah, I put Mod Podge down onto the wood, and then put the paper down on it. And
if you're using laser, you don't need to because you're heating up the ink, and the ink will melt back into the wood.
Right, but I prefer using the paper. I've done it both ways.
Right.
But I just prefer it. It's just me, my personal opinion. But to me, it came out better, and then I put a color varnish over it.
Yep. Yeah, you got a urethane or something over it to protect it.
Yeah. I
did that. One of my first ones was like a little Harley sign that I put in my shop just to show, hey, I can do this, you know. I actually had a video on at one point in time of me playing around with the first time I went out and I bought a plasma cutter. Hey, Radio Jonesy, how we doing, brother?
Hey, Jonesy.
I went out and I bought this plasma cutter, and my landlord at the time was teaching me how to weld, and he was out on a store run of some kind or whatever. And while he was gone, I was looking around the shop and I found this plastic deer in a window. So I laid it down on a piece of metal and I got my Sharpie marker out and I traced around it. And I got the plasma cutter out and I started cutting around on the lines. And when I got all done, he comes back and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I wanted to try this plasma cutter out. I've never used one before." I says, "But I'm pretty proud of what I just did." And it actually looked like a little plastic fawn when I started. When I finished, it looked like Scooby Dooby Doo. And I hung it, I went through, I polished it, I put clear spray paint on it, and I hung it on a nail in my shop. And I says, "Yes, we do plasma cutting too." And everybody's like, "Holy shit, Scooby Dooby Doo." I was like, "Yeah, don't ask how that one started," because that's how it ended. It looked cool. It looks exactly like Scooby Dooby Doo. And somewhere out in my garage, I've still got Scooby Dooby Doo hanging on my wall. I refuse to let that one go.
I'll do that, Lauren. Which
Yeah, I told him I'll call him this weekend.
yeah, I sent him a little video Monday from me walking out onto the porch and stuff. And
Which mic are we talking about, Lauren? Which mic are we talking about?
DD5.
DD5? Oh, he's got encouragement from me already. He's got a lot of encouragement from me. He just showed it today or yesterday in the shower video. He's got my encouragement. I'm always encouraging him. He's my brother. Different mother. He's my brother.
You guys went to different schools together, right?
Oh, heck. I'm old enough to be his dad and even his uncle, too. I'm older than his uncle. Oh, I'm almost old enough to be his grandfather. But we're brothers. We're brothers. Our mom is old. That's why he looks the way he does. Mine just turned 90, so, I can't say a lot, but, Mike looks like he's 65, so we're good. No, actually, I'm pretty proud of Mike. He's been doing really good, and I'm sorry the car broke down.
Yeah.
I watched that video, and I was just like, not again, not again. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to help him out.
Yeah.
But
I haven't been able to keep up with anybody's videos.
I told him to look at the paperwork. That car should still have a warranty on it.
Well, he got it used though.
He got it from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you he got it used.
Yeah, but listen, that car. When my stepson purchased that car, he purchased the warranty, an additional warranty for I think it was 150,000 miles past what the mileage was when he bought it, and I believe he bought it with 111 on it.
Yeah, it was low because it was lower than mine was.
And that's what I told Mike. I said, well, I don't want to go into details, Lauren. The warranty still would work. Just put it that way.
Yes, warranties can transfer.
Well,
they don't always, but they can.
It's not about transfer because it's in Mike and my stepson's name. I'm just gonna put it there. I'm not bad mouthing anybody, and I don't want anybody to think that. But that it's registered in Mike's name, but it's still in my stepson's name. They just the way it was a business opportunity for them. They needed a vehicle. They took it over, basically. Yep. And so that's why I understand. The warranty would still be in effect. But the question is, if it truly is the timing, I don't know if that's covered on that warranty. Because I have it on my white Honda that my stepson has now. But I only got 100,000 because mine only had 50 some thousand miles on it when I bought it. And
The white one's the one we took to Oklahoma, right?
The white one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about the balloon head gasket.
Oh,
It
it's
would
a balloon
surprise
head
me though.
gasket.
He did
I
have
haven't watched the video today, so maybe he talks about it in the video.
Yeah, I don't know.
Run it hot. The last video I seen was the one where they broke down, and running it hot would cause.
Yep. You never ever want to just put water in a radiator. I don't care if you're in 100 degrees or 5 degrees. Yep. You cannot ever put just water in a radiator.
Right.
You can, but you can't regulate the coolant because the antifreeze is what's the coolant.
Well, the hose ended up having a leak in it.
Yeah, that's why it kept going empty, but that wasn't probably the cause.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the start of the cause basically, because then they put water into it and kept putting water into it.
Yeah, you all the coolant leaked out.
Yeah, so now you don't have any coolant. Water boils at what, 315 degrees. The motor runs at 380.
Yeah. Right. So it wow. I haven't watched a video of the video today because I just got home just before I came on here. That sucks. But yeah, Lauren, if you talk to him before I do, tell him to get the paperwork and look at that warranty. It's in the paperwork because it may cover that.
It's probably in the glove box.
Yeah, I mean, I give him all the paperwork my stepson gave me, and I know the warranty paper was there. I feel bad at the same time. But I'm not, you know, it's a good car. It really is. I mean, it was always maintained. I know Mike maintained it, stuff like that. So, but look at the warranty. I'll give him a call either tonight or tomorrow. It's 8:35 here, so I'll probably call him tomorrow and make sure he gets that paperwork. And then if I have to call the warranty company, I will, because I mean, no matter where the car is, it could be in California, it could be in Florida, it doesn't matter. If that warranty covers that, and that garage will accept that warranty, all they'll have to do is pay a deductible.
Yeah, because it still shows what your son is being the actual owner of the vehicle still, right?
It's the loan was put on Jacob's name.
Right. Yeah, so it still shows him being the owner.
My stepson.
Just because somebody else is driving it doesn't mean they own it.
No.
Driving it. So it's the warranty.
Mike's name is on it too now.
Okay.
Once they pay it off, it's their car. The title will go right to them. It's just without. I'll tell you another time, Dave. I don't want to go into details, but you know, I'm not a Chrysler guy, but I have a Chrysler Town and Country minivan. That thing, when we got it, had 109,000 miles on it. I've had to change the brakes, which are normal, the caliper in the back on the right side. What a nightmare to find a caliper for that van. Right. Anyway, and I had to put a new battery in it. I was at a storage unit and the battery decided to go. So I got it jump and got it back home, and then I ordered a battery, and that was $200 and some.
Well, everybody here knows what I've gone through in my Chevy truck. I don't think I'm a Chevy person anymore.
Yeah.
Honda's
towards Ford or Dodge or anything but.
I tell you what, I bought that F-150 that for $1,500, and it did what I wanted it to do. But I knew the timing was getting ready to go. So, and you know, for that year, that engine, the timing was always the problem.
Right.
So I sold it. I made a profit off of it.
Yeah.
And do I want a truck? Yes. But I'm not in a hurry for one right now.
I think I love my little Ranger.
Yeah.
Y'all know that. It's a
I like
2000
my-
model. It's paid for. If I got to put $1,000 into it a year for upkeep,
Thank you,
I'm
Lauren.
good for that. It beats paying a vehicle payment each month.
Well, I like my Chevy truck because it's got the steps inside of the bumper, so you can step up inside and just grab the
Right.
hole in the box or
Yeah.
whatever. And I noticed that some of the newer Fords don't have that. But then I looked at Tim's bougie Ford, where he has a fold down step with a handrail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I want to look for a trimmer. I hate to disappoint you, but that's a $90,000 truck.
Well,
Yeah.
up here that is.
Yeah, up here. That's a $90,000 truck.
What
And I'm like, I don't think that pair of steps is worth that. I could build a
my
pair of
2000
steps.
Ford Ranger, all I got to do is lower the tailgate and just flip out the ladder. It goes all the way to the ground because I can't climb up in that big sucker.
Yeah, but you
Because
got to
the
put
tailgate
that
hit
ladder
me.
on the tailgate on a Ranger. That thing's what, 2 stops up and you're in?
No, my Ranger up below my tailgate. The tailgate is above my belly button. Remember that thing's sitting on 33-inch tires.
Right.
So, so there ain't no way my crippled butt can crawl up in there.
Yeah, I've always been a Ford truck guy.
I was looking at the new Dodges because they're not rusting out as fast as the old ones because they're making them out of aluminum.
That's because Chrysler don't own them no more.
Yeah, well, that too, but they're making them out of aluminum like Ford has been.
Yeah.
They quit taking the blunts of being don't dodge it, ram it. Because everybody that went out and bought the Ram ended up with a truck that had a steel tailgate and it rotted out, or even the whole bed
rotted out.
Yeah, the whole bed rotted out, and now they're looking at Ford going, "Well, you're making them out of aluminum. Well, that's lighter weight. It's not any cheaper, but we can manufacture it cheaper because aluminum bends easier than steel, you know." And that welds just as easy, and they're like, okay, well, we'll switch over to that. So now most of the new Dodges are made with that. The new Chevys are made with aluminum beds.
Yeah.
Well, you know who
I
bought
wish they'd do it with aluminum, like running rails and stuff, because my truck's all rotted to shit on the running boards. Or not the the running boards.
You know who
They're
bought
rotted to
Dodge,
shit.
right? Who bought Dodge?
It went from Daimler Chrysler to.
You're gonna.
I did hear about it.
It's Kia Hyundai.
Is it
Really?
Hyundai's got a lot of problems right now. I don't know if you guys have been seeing that.
Hyundai actually owns Kia, but I believe it was Kia that bought Dodge or bought the Ram.
Yeah,
the Ram truck.
Hyundai's having a lot of legal problems right now.
That's all because
of a brand new Hyundai, and I was like, "Wow, really? Oh, they're having a lot of problems."
That's because of the ignition, the alarm system.
Well, they tried to do a bunch of short changing.
Yep.
And they got caught up in it. The what is the Consumer Protection Agency or whatever got caught up in it.
I will, Lauren. She's doing good. She's out visiting with her aunt and uncle out in the living room with her mom right now. Moose and I are in here talking with these guys.
I'd be a McLaurin guy too if I could afford to buy one. Oh, I'd be a McLaurin guy if I could find one for sale.
I got a Matchbox one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it doesn't matter what vehicle you have anymore. They have problems right off the showroom floor.
Oh yeah.
That's why they do so many recalls on them.
My new car, 2023. Here it is, 2025. Goes in for a second inspection for being done because they do free inspections. And the passenger side front brake is never the caliper is supposed to like center to adjust for the pads. It never has. So the outside pad is like brand new. The inside pad is totally worn out. And they said, well, $500 will fix it. And I was like, no, that's a manufacturer defect. That
Mhm.
outside pad never touched the inside of the helmet up. You know, it never
Yeah.
touched. It's so
Yeah.
brand new. That's the problem with the manufacturer. Well, for $500 we'll fix it. And I said, no, for $500 I'll fix it.
Yeah.
But if I fix it, that means I'm taking apart the caliper because the slide rails that are on that thing aren't working. If they're even there, you know what I'm saying? Can I buy just those parts? Probably not. But I do have friends that work at auto stores that probably would reach into a box and pull them out and say, you didn't know they were coming with
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to have to jump off here. My medication
me
is
too.
starting to holler.
it. We're jumping out because our medication is starting to get hollered too, but it's hollering in the opposite direction. Not
Yeah.
saying you needed to take it, it's like you're done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's Fiat that owns Ram.
Oh, Fiat.
Fiat.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I haven't owned a
Yeah.
Fiat in years.
Mhm. I had a
I haven't owned
71
one in
Fiat,
years.
2-seater.
Well, you got to remember, over across the pond, those people know how to build cars.
Yeah.
Over here, we always cut corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's true.
But anyway, guys, I'll holler you later and love you both.
All right.
Love
Right.
everybody
Love
in
you,
the
Troy.
chat.
Behave.
All right, y'all take care.
All right.
Hey, you have a good night, brother. All right, Greg, I'm gonna do the same, bro.
Yeah, me too. I'll give you a holler later in the week or something.
All right.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, everybody, don't forget, hit the like, thumbs up, you know, all that good stuff. And everybody have a good night, have a good weekend, and we'll catch you the next time. Until then, catch you later.